If you're studying for the INBDE, I highly recommend INBDE Bootcamp, an all-in-one study resource that will help you pass your exam. Use coupon code MENTALDENTAL for 10% off.
Hey everyone, Dr. Ryan here coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas, and I'm back outside to share some study strategies to help you study for your board exam, because I know that sometimes you get stuck in this rut of doing things the same way every single day, and studying gets tiring, exhausting, and sometimes you feel like, gosh, is this even working? So I want to share some new things that maybe you haven't tried before, so you feel inspired and motivated to try a different strategy that will actually work. So my first study strategy is called the study marathon. Now, people often wonder, how long should I be studying for this board exam in the first place? Well, I would recommend on average 2 to 3 hours per day for 2 to 3 months. But some people need more than that. Some people need less than that. And within that study routine, I typically recommend, hey, take a day off, take one rest day once per week. And if you want to try this, do a study marathon once per week. So, what does that mean? Well, that means to set aside a block of time to study during the exact same time block that you're actually eventually taking your board exam. So, let me give you an example. If you're scheduled to take your INBDE day one from 8 a.m. to, let's say, 4 p.m., that's when you should study on that marathon day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. If you're taking your ADAT from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., study from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. So you get the idea. And you can schedule a few breaks during that marathon to line up with the breaks that you'll get during your actual exam, but otherwise stick to that full schedule. What this method does is it trains your brain to focus during that specific long block of time. And it also helps you to build test endurance. Study strategy number 2 is the case first approach. So most of the time, I recommend learning a concept and then applying that material to a patient case. However, if you're in a time crunch or you want to try something different, sometimes it's nice or even preferable to start with a clinical case or a question set first. That means you might struggle a little bit, but even if you feel lost, just try your best. Then, after answering those questions, then look at the answers and review the content tied to what you missed. So instead of studying oral pathology notes for an hour, just attempt 10 practice questions on oral pathology first. Maybe you miss 6 of them, but now your brain is primed to care about the explanations to those questions you missed, and you can go back and fill in the blanks for the questions and the content that you missed. Study strategy number 3 is called the error log. So a lot of students review their mistakes, but very few capitalize on them. So what I highly recommend is to keep this running document with 3 columns: what you got wrong, the question and the topic area it's from, why you got it wrong, and be honest about this. Was it a knowledge gap? Did I just misread the question? Was I tired? Did I overthink and second guess myself? And then the third column is how you'll recognize it next time you see a question like this. And don't just look at this document once and forget about it. Revisit it every couple of days. Continue to add to it every single time you get a practice question wrong, and turn those repeated mistakes into patterns that you can recognize before the exam. That'll make a huge difference. I know it takes time, but it's worth it to track your errors. Study strategy number 4 is the Teachback Method. I've talked about this a bunch before on this channel, but the basic idea is if you can't explain something simply, you don't know it well enough. After learning a concept, pretend that you're explaining it to a patient or a first-year dental student or a family member. So, for example, let's say the concept we're thinking about is the different types of gamma phases in amalgam. Now, if you're trying to explain that to a family member, a friend, a colleague, and you stumble during that explanation and you're just kind of lost and you don't know how to explain it, your knowledge isn't solid yet. So I recommend practicing this out loud or drawing on a piece of paper or a whiteboard while you're teaching and see how you do. And study strategy number 5 is the brain dump. So essentially, what this involves is taking a blank sheet of paper and without any notes to reference, try to write down everything you remember about one topic. It could be local anesthetics or radiolucencies or hypersensitivity reactions. And after you're done writing everything you can think of, then compare it to your notes and see what you forgot to write or maybe something that you got wrong. This method works so well because it forces you to retrieve information from your brain, organize it, and it reveals what's truly in your long term memory. It's also really good practice for test day when one of the first things that you should be doing in the exam is to brain dump on your scrap paper. All of those most important things that you memorized, those are things that you should be jotting down on that scrap paper right when you first start so you can reference it back later when you're maybe a little bit tired and you could hopefully get some good information from that. So these are 5 methods that I've used to study myself, and I can tell you they do take effort, but they absolutely work. And many of you may not know this. I run an online learning platform called the Mental Dental Academy, where I mentor and teach students just like you to help them pass the INBDE and score highly on their ADAT exams. If you want to check that out, there's a link in the description, and I would love to help you more there. So I have one final thought for this video. I also offer one-on-one tutoring services on my website. I've done tutoring for well over 15 years now. And there's a common theme that I see from people who request tutoring. And it's that they're so concerned with completion that they forget about competence. Just the other day, one of my students said that I finished all your videos, I did all of your questions. Am I now ready to take this exam? And I want to make it very clear that just because you check some boxes doesn't mean that you're ready. My metric to assess if you're ready is, can you confidently answer a question that you've never seen before on a topic that you have seen before because you've learned it so well? That's the real metric, not how many videos you watched, how many notes you wrote down. It's really how well you studied and how well you learned the material. So I implore and encourage you to try at least one of those 5 study strategies. Maybe you try all of them, but at least try one to start with and see if it works for you. All of these strategies may not work for everybody. Maybe you only resonate with one. But even if that's true, even if only one study strategy resonates with you, I'll consider this video a success. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I love doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This has been Dr. Ryan. God bless all of you, and I'll see you in the next video.